Hello, hello. These are cloud prune Myrtus Luma, and I'll tell you a little story about them. When I was a young boy, maybe 5 or 6, my dad was selling plants to a man called John Lucas, who owned Rosemont Nursery in Montrose. And anyway, he was a very keen plantsman. Really, he used to rattle off and he knew all the different plants, and he had a very interesting plant collection. And out the back of his nursery, he had his house and garden, and right in the middle of his garden, he had a cloud prune Myrtus Luma. And I used to run right through the nursery and right out the back and just stare at this cloud prune Myrtus Luma. I thought it was the most beautiful thing I'd ever seen. They have white flowers, like for months of the year, they'll be covered, these balls will be covered in beautiful white flowers. And I love the curved branches and the smooth bark and the fine foliage clipped into lovely tight balls. It makes a beautiful sort of creative sculpture. So Myrtus Luma, and I've loved these ever since I was a child, and we have a couple of them here in the nursery. They're very hard to get, we've only got 3 of them. And what's interesting about Myrtus Luma is that when you trim them or you brush up against the foliage, it has the most amazing, sweet, beautiful fragrance, and then it has this lovely smooth bark, and gradually as it gets older, these trunks will become thicker, these balls can become larger and more interesting, and they can be developed into the most beautiful sculpture. And have a look at the shape of these ones here. I love this hanging branch that you see here. See this beautiful hanging branch here? These have been specially trained and trimmed by a specialist, and what you can do with them, you could put these in a very large pot, or use them as a centerpiece, or use them in the corner of a courtyard, big pot on a patio. As long as they're well watered and fertilized, they're lush and they grow really, really easily and really, really well. So cloud prune Myrtus Luma, really beautiful and very, very unusual. If you're looking for something unusual in the garden, these are great.